Hey guys, Flat5 here, bringing you a PvP build for non-vet PvP specifically. It sort of takes into account battle leveling and such, and also the crafted gear is very easy to make and very fast. Any new player can make it in a couple of days, really. I use personally Divines as a trait on every piece. Since I use the weapon power Mundo's Stone, which is the warrior one. So obviously it increases your weapon power by a fairly good amount. In non-vet PvP, because of battle leveling, it's sort of all the other traits don't really come into play as much as they would in vet PvP. So that's why I go with Divines. As you can see, it's all level 30 gear. If you want, you can sort of make it every 10 levels. You don't have to. I went from 30 to 50 with the same gear, and it was not a problem at all. Also, my two-hander and my bow are also part of the set. Night Silence and Ashen Grip. Let's see, a buffed weapon power with level 30 gear is 1778, which is not too bad. For my two-handed bar, my skills are Unstable Flame. I like to have a dot on my opponent at all time. It's free damage essentially. I use Executioner. It buffs up the damage with low health targets. It's a must, I say. Wreck and Blow. I'm sure everyone knows what Wreck and Blow is. It's really hard. It's a big casting time, but it's the only thing you can really do as a stamina Dragonknight for big damage. Rally, it's going to be your heal, and it also buffs up, gives you major brutality, which buffs up your weapon power, and critical rush. That's how you're going to get from A to B, and it does really good damage and extra damage the longer you travel. So really good skill. For my bow, I use Poison Arrow. It's mainly also a dot, obviously, and it's a range executioner, which, it's really good. My HCC is Fossilized. If you don't have it, you can use Talons early on, and it's a CC. It's not a hard CC, it's a soft CC, but you can still use it. Since I'm a fat, slow Dragonknight, I have Mist, kind of speed up. And my shield, which is very important, is Igneous Shield. Mitigates damage. It also gives you minor brutality and increases your healing, which ties in with Green Dragon's Blood, extra healing from Dragon's Blood, as well as regen for stamina and health. My ultimate, I use either Ferocious Leap. Honestly, you can put any ultimate you like. I use Leap because it's really cheap. Take Flight hits really hard as well, even harder than Ferocious Leap. That could also be a really good ultimate. You can use the standard. I would use Shift and Standard, obviously, since in PvP you can move it around. A couple other abilities if you're not a vampire. Shuffle, you can substitute for Mist. Great early on ability. Extra dodge. Increases your immunity to snares and such. Really good. Another great ability is Movable. Gives you immunity to fears, especially Nightblade fears, and CC overall for 5 seconds, as well as extra spell resistance. For my vampire ultimate, I use Cloud and Swarm. You don't have to. It's just what I use. Reflective Scale, I don't use it personally because it just costs too much magicka. I'd rather spam Shield and Green Dragon's Blood. I'd say Reflective Scale is really more a magicka Dragonknight kind of thing. As a stamina Dragonknight, you can't spam it. I'd rather just dodge out of the way. Also, an early on shield, you can use the Spiked Armor before you get to Igneous Shield. Just mitigates damage. And really, PvP really, in my opinion, comes down to kind of just buffing yourself up. having shields up at all times and heals, self-heals, and always having 2 dots if you can on your opponent. It'll make, as you can see, sort of turn the tide in your favor. And you know, I would say sort of just get used to running by yourself. I know it's very fun to be in a Zerg, but if you want to get good at PvP, travel alone. It'll sort of, you have to be on your toes a lot, and you sort of have to fend for yourself. It'll really give you good habits to be a good PvPer. Well, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. Please comment and subscribe and like if you liked it, and I'll see you next time. See ya.